No, that only happens every now and then. See, Wookie, we all decided to cast from different locations this time to avoid the cannibalism. Also, there's a big, ginormous storm outside. It's like we got 8 feet of snow today or something.
Hashtag Canada.
Because that. So, let's have Griff is back, teleprompter face. Let's have youseemOP introduce the players here once we load in.
Okay, so we've got that guy Griff here on the bottom center thing. And up top, the red Terran off racing, we have Xsnac.
That's the thing about this map is you usually go to the corners,
Yeah.
but this one is very oddly symmetrical. Griff getting his first Overlord to do a quick scout over in that direction, droning up, doing as you do. We're going to
Yeah,
have to
so
keep an eye out for the extractor trick, as he's prone to do.
yes, we have no idea what we're going to see from Xsnac, but from Griff, do we have a go-to Zerg build? I mean, we've seen quite a bit of, I guess, just Ling, Roach, Muta tends to be
Probably
the
just
thing.
Speedling Roach
Mm,
showing up as you do, but the problem with that is that Xsnac is apparently savvy to that kind of play and has begun a wall.
well,
In which direction is this Overlord heading? Oh! It was the extractor trick and I missed it! Man. I don't think that's going to show up for them, but oh well. Nah, because it's just observers. They don't see what happens to observers. If I was a ref, they'd be able to see that, and I could talk and say all
you
sorts of
shouldn't
things.
do that, though, because that would have been spoilers of races, actually.
Well, they weren't random.
Oh, shoot! Oh, crap. Oh, my ignorance and idiocy is exposed. I thought they were random.
There we go. Now I'm just having fun. Okay. So, only you can read it. Except for everyone watching. Oh, snap! I did the thing again where I'm not in full screen mode. Darn it. Have a good night. See you later, Galthorn. Thanks a lot. More screen. I got it, Wookie. I got it. Nothing happened. It was just, it could be in small screen. It's all fine. People were just doing their builds.
So we're seeing the wall about to be completed
Yeah,
here.
just about. But Griff cares for no wall. Griff is going fast expand. Pool fast expand. Pretty exciting. Not, kind of the fast expand, but a pretty solid fast expand with the ability to protect at the same time. So we can see a few things coming out at the same time, like Zerglings to
Yeah.
protect against any kind of harassment. But what you're seeing here is an early. I was going to say Banshee. That's not a Banshee. That's a freaking Reaper. So the Reaper's going to hop out,
Yeah. I
and we're going to
love
see
the
Mr. Reaper
APM
go across.
EPM. APM is somewhat similar, but if you look at APM,
Holy God! Yep.
clearly plat versus silver gold.
Off racing, but still.
And I think
Oh,
that
yep, there we go. So there's the expand coming in behind the Reaper move, and I don't think there's any units out right now. There is a Queen on the way.
also something to point out here, that Overlord that he has up top is just shy of seeing that the Expo actually went down.
Oh dear. Yep, so it is.
So he just doesn't know. He doesn't really have anything to defend.
One kill for this Reaper down here. Manages to get just a one, but does get a full scout. Does not really see too much of a scout. I'd expect to see a Roach Warren heading down very soon here. Ah, there we go. There's two Zerglings, but he's going to hop down this cliff, and those Zerglings are not going to care. Two Tinker squads of any. Ah, there we go. And another fresh Reaper hops up here. Probably want to hold this one Reaper over there to the rear guard and be ready to just charge himself back up because, as everyone knows, when the Reapers hold still, they slowly regain their health. We are operating on two base at the moment, but again, the natural base for Xsnac is about to finish, so if you look at it, the income is probably going to be fairly similar right now. In fact, it's better for Xsnac because he does have about the exact same number of, oh, actually, he's got quite a bit more in production because Griff is having a hard time droning up because he has to spend so much of his larva to fend off these two Reapers. This is an excellent maneuver by Xsnac just to not only distract, but also take up resources by Griff, who has
Yeah,
the
for at least the Expo, would a Spine Crawler have made a lot more sense there?
no, because it wouldn't have done anything. The Reaper just would have run right past it, so that would have been even more of
True.
a waste of resources. I know the screen is small. I'm fixing the small screen.
He does put down a Spine Crawler at the main there.
That's a good idea. That makes a bit more sense. Because this is the one, I mean, that's the one with the most economy right now, even though, ooh, losing the economy raise to Xsnac at the moment, and a
And
whole
Roach
lot of
Warren has just went down as
business is
well.
going to come in. So it's a bunker, followed by some Reapers. It's going to be heavy Reapers, so it's probably going to be, yeah, up against such a bio race as Zerg with very few other choices other than to just gain quite a bit of Carapace. We're going to see the Hellions going to come in and make a big mess of things,
Yeah, if
followed,
roaches aren't there before they get here,
and I don't think
that's
they will
trouble.
be.
No.
The
Roach
Roach
Warren
Warren
is
is
just completing now.
it's about to, and there we go. So we're going to see a
So,
number of roaches really
yeah, this
quick.
looks like
This is probably going to be about the end of it right here because it's, yep, these 4 Hellions on their way in. In fact, oh, and the
no
2
roaches
Reapers
yet.
following up. They are just going to roast these Zerglings. Griff now knows what he's up against. Might be a little worried. Going for speed. Probably a good idea, but I'd want a couple of roaches. There's the 3 roaches coming out at the exact same time. So Griff responding quite well
I'm surprised that
for...
Xsnac backed off there. I mean,
I don't know what he was expecting. He might have been
other
expecting a
than
number of...
green, there was nothing there.
Well, these are some pretty weak... I mean, I'm not saying weak, but pretty weak as far as hit points and our units.
Sure, I just mean in terms of toasting
A bit of
Zerglings. I
glass
mean,
cannons. Where in the case of the Reapers, they're not even cannons. So there we go. A number of roaches. The 4 roaches. This will hold this off, especially now.
yeah.
Speed is not quite done. If speed were done, I think that would have destroyed this. So he is managing to, just hold together and kite these units a little bit at a time.
In the meantime,
Griff trying to drone
Xsnac
up.
here with the Great Wall of China up top,
Oh, yeah.
block any retort.
Nothing around the back. Don't see any missile turrets, so he's not fearing any huge, amazing stuff. Got the macro orbital command sitting there in the main base. Griff keeping a good eye on his boundaries with these overlord placements. I really like where those are. Just kind of in some excellent positioning just there, and probably want to take this back base pretty soon. But I think a third base, a third and or a fourth base right now for Griff is going to be what is in store. I'm a little bit worried this army once more, but these roaches are going to be able to hold it off. And once the spine crawlers come up, there's this amount of units of this particular makeup is not going to get in here. The other lucky thing about the overlords is basically all Xsnac has got right now will shoot ground to ground. Much like the roaches, there is no shooting up in favor of either player. So if anyone has anything that's going to go in the air,
We're obviously out of the action, but
yeah,
nonetheless.
they're just not coming in mostly because of the speed. Because these 2 units, the Reapers and the Hellions, they both move at the same speed. But there we go. So he's coming down here to take a third. There it goes. Are we lifting off? No, we're not quite lifting off the... There it is. Lifting off the third base and get ready. So the third base is pretty much up and running right away. Griff is quite a bit behind on supply as we speak.
Well,
So
he does have to actually clear that one out, so he's going to have to long distance mine to
yeah,
start at least. But
once all these units actually kind of join the fray up at the beginning, I do like, yeah, creeps happening here, which is pretty cool. So
smart for the roaches, obviously.
Griff does have enough to take care of these, but the problem is that in behind all of that is a large marine force, which is staying at home just in case of, I don't know what Xsnac would be expecting, if he'd be expecting some sneaky
Maybe.
Mutalisk play and is just sort of keeping them close to home.
One thing I saw, the spy count narrowed for a bit, but Xnax opened that up a bit.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
Over 40 ahead.
Oh man, there's two big ice blocks to contend with, and there we go once again. So Xsnac does see this Overlord. Griff does see that expansion. Does not quite see what's going up there, and I think maybe holding out up here towards the top would be the best idea as to where that Overlord should be. But again, these Overlords just sort of move in different proximities around the base. Griff has a good idea as to know when this small series of units are prepared to move out, and now it's going to be the Marine medevac. No Marauders to speak of just yet. Yeah, pretty much full
And
on.
the Doom drop at that.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I like what Xsnac is doing here in terms of vision, taking both towers. Like, unless this is a Mutalisk attack that happens, he's going to know if something.
But he was still pretty prepared for that by having this many Marines sitting back in his base, so we'll see what happens with this drop. I think he's probably just going to pop it up here in the corner, I would say, and then just
Griff did a
attack
nice job getting vision.
the front door.
Spread all around the main.
I'm worried about this drop because the drop is going to break up these roaches, and these roaches are pretty much all he's got going for him right now.
He's going to drop right on the top right hand corner.
There it is, yep. And there it is happening all at once. Once the drop happens, and then he's going to attack the front door. These roaches move away from the front line. And as the roaches move away and get out of position up against this entire base, here comes the remainder of the units. These roaches are going to come in here, and they're going to clean up a number of the units there.
Really? They actually killed one Marine.
Well, they got lifted back out, and then here they come again, and as they get moved away, and now Griff is split with a couple of roaches in different places, and they're not quite strong enough to take care of this entire army in two pieces. They do manage to fend a fair amount of it off, but there's still quite a large Terran force in behind this. But these roaches are doing all right. But now, no, there's the medevacs are now there.
Extraction tactic there as well.
Oh yes,
behind the line.
Classic annoying Terran right there. More roaches being built by Griff. Still trying to hold on to this. Is quite a bit behind in supply because if you look at Xsnac, he's got an excellent macro game going on right now, but he's just not spending the money. So he's got a lot more than he needs in order to do this. And here's this drop coming in at the exact same time.
He's just plonking down 2 more barracks, so I think he's just going to overwhelm.
And there it is. Yep. There's the GG from Griff. Good game. Certainly entertaining.